Um, Kelsey Biggs, Informative Speech and Communications 107. All right. This is my lovely audience.
Oh. Okay, let me get this zoomed in here. Okay.
Today we are going to talk about childhood obesity. Is childhood obesity nature versus nurture, or is it both? Is what we're going to be talking about today. We all know how easy it is to go around the corner to McDonald's and grab a cheeseburger instead of going to the grocery store and getting fruits and vegetables, which could potentially be pricey. With this easy access to unhealthy foods and meal options, childhood obesity is on the rise, and I'm going to talk about the dangers of that today. I'm sure most of you know at least one child that is overweight, and if you don't know them personally, you can go out to a store or a restaurant and see a child that is struggling with these issues. I'm an elementary education major, and I have been in classrooms the past 3 years for my degree, and I've seen these children in my class. And for the future, I want to know how I can present to them a healthy way to live spiritually and physically and instill good habits in them while they're young. Being able to become aware of these dangers as a society will help us grow and be healthier and essentially happier later on down the road. First, I'm going to talk about who is involved in this epidemic. In order to understand what childhood obesity is, we need to understand the facts and the background information. Who and what. Children ranging from 6 to 11 fall into the childhood age group. Children being overweight and obese are two different things. They're relatively similar but slightly different as well. Overweight is defined as having excess body weight for a particular height from fat, muscle, bone, water, or a combination of these factors. Obesity is defined as having excess body fat. The where and when. Childhood obesity is affecting everybody across the United States and country. The percentage of children aged 6 to 11 years in the United States who are obese increased from 7% in 1980 to nearly 18% in 2012, which is a pretty large jump. And why? The sugary drinks and less healthy foods are available at schools these days, not as many healthy options. Advertisements of less healthy foods are way more prominent than the fruits and vegetables that we should probably be eating, and the lack of physical activity. Now that we have the basic background information, we will analyze whether this issue is nature or nurture. Is nature the reason childhood obesity exists? A recent study says heredity or nature is a much bigger predictor of childhood obesity rather than lifestyle. A total of 5,092 identical and non-identical twins who were enrolled in the larger ongoing trial took part in this study. The participants were born between 1994 and 1996. Researchers measured each child's body mass index, or BMI, and waist circumference, and then compared the findings between the identical and non-identical twins. The results of the study showed, using a standardized genetic modeling analysis, the researchers concluded that the differences in the children's BMI and waist circumference were 77% attributable to genes. Celine Boyles, part of the study, says, this type of genetic predisposition cannot be expressed if there wasn't so much food around. We would all be skinny. It is our environment that is allowing our genetic susceptibility to express itself. With that being said, there are many genetic contributors to obesity. And in the past few decades, 176 known cases of obesity have been linked to single gene mutations in humans. All right, after learning about the nature side of the issue, let's explore the nurture side. Is nurture the reason childhood obesity exists? Reasons that nurture is believed to play a role is there have been great discoveries in the biological determinants of obesity in children, but the rapid rise in obesity prevalence almost certainly points to the environmental changes having the greater impact. And this can be from family meals to fast food to early childhood feeding practices, sleep routines, media use, family-based activity, and interaction with health services are key factors in the childhood obesity. Environmental changes in the past decade could be, technology has evolved tremendously, we all know that, keeping kids inside glued to their Xbox or smartphone, resulting in less physical activity. And fast and unhealthy food is easy accessibility and usually cheaper than fresh fruits and veggies, which I talked about earlier. Now that I've gone over nature and nurture, the basics, it's your turn to decide if nature or nurture plays a role or both. And today I informed you of the dangers of childhood obesity and some of the causes, and if it's an issue of nature versus nurture. I hope that the information I provided has given you a chance to talk about some of the reasons that childhood obesity has been on the rise and to make yourself more aware of this dangerous situation. And after today, I hope I have made you think deeper and internalize the possibilities of this epidemic and make the correct steps in making a difference in society.